The second day of nuclear talks between Iran and the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council plus Germany in Geneva. It seems that they're closer to reaching an agreement on Tehran's nuclear energy program. In a last-minute decision, US Secretary of State John Kerry decided to travel to Geneva to take part in the talks. Prior to his departure, Kerry met with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Tel Aviv. The Israeli Prime Minister says that Tel Aviv, quote, utterly rejects an Iran deal as very bad.
I understand the Iranians are walking around very satisfied in Geneva, as well they should be, because they got everything and paid nothing, everything they wanted. They wanted relief of sanctions after years of a grueling sanctions regime. They got that. They're paying nothing because they're not reducing in any way their nuclear enrichment capability. So Iran got the deal of the century, and the international community got a bad deal. This is a very bad deal. And Israel utterly rejects it, and what I'm saying is shared by many, many in the regions, whether or not they express it publicly.
Well, U.S. State Department officials say Kerry is committed to doing anything he can to help narrow the differences with Iran. Meanwhile, foreign ministers from France, Germany and Britain are all due in Geneva to attend the talks. The French Foreign Minister, Laurent Fabius, says that Paris wants a solid agreement that addresses concerns over Iran's nuclear program. This, as the German Foreign Minister Guido Westerwelle says, an important moment in the negotiations with Iran has arrived. Russia's top diplomat Sergei Lavrov has also said there's a chance of agreeing on a roadmap for ending disputes with Iran over its nuclear energy program. Well, joining me now live from Beirut is Mr. Iran Redwan Rizk, a political commentator. Thank you very much, Mr. Rizk, for being with us. Our first question. We're hearing the foreign ministers of the P5+1, the United States, John Kerry, all heading to Geneva. What are your predictions? Do you think that we're going to see an agreement? And if an agreement is reached, why Israel is reacting so angrily against it?
Well, of course, Israel is blaming Iran for what's happening all over the area, and they consider Iran as their first enemy because of Iran's positions toward the resistance or the whole issues in the area, in the region, especially in Syria and in Lebanon. So, and with their allies, the Israelis, the Saudis, which is also they consider Iran that's their first target enemy, and now they are united under the same roof. And they were putting tremendous pressure on the Obama's administration to evaluate or to go on an attack against Iran or to have a military action against Iran in order to stop the nuclear program in Iran. I'm very optimistic and very happy at the same time that an agreement, it's certain that they would reach an agreement in Geneva, and at the same time, because what's happening in Geneva is bothering Israel a lot and bothering also its allies in the region. So that means it's an excellent thing for the resistance camp. So for that, they cannot deny the rights of the Iranian to have a nuclear energy program, and they cannot seizure the decisions of Iran on ongoing in their own nuclear clean energy program at all. And what's so funny about it that as you know that the Israelis had established their nuclear reactor in late 50s,
yes.
And they are able to produce plutonium, and they can have many atomic warheads produced every year.
Yes.
So this is creating lots of danger to the whole area, and they cannot they are not using that for any civilian or civil purposes. It's only based on
yes.
military use of their nuclear reactor, after all creating a great danger that might drag the whole region into a major war, and because this is considered as a mass destruction weapon. So the Iranian, with their determinations and their decisions,
yes,
and their patience also at the same time through the year, and they have lived and progressed the country under brutal sanctions and unfair was done by the West
Mr. Rizk, I'm afraid,
and their allies.
Yeah, I'm afraid I've got to stop you there. But I'm sorry, we have run out of time. A big thank you there to Mr. Redwan Rizk, political commentator with us live from Beirut.